Hi guys, welcome back to Waxing On. It's the last week of April 2021. Been a little over a year in isolation here, and we're fast approaching our first anniversary of the program. Today we're going to look at a trumpet player band leader who is recognized as one of the great trumpet players of the era, and that is Harry James. We talked about Harry James back during the Benny Goodman sessions, where he was playing trumpet with Benny's band, but eventually he broke off, started his own group, and had great success as a solo artist. I've got 3 CDs here, and they're all quite different. Again, some of these I picked up as my usual discount bins in lineups at caches, or maybe in those bulk bins where they've thrown a lot of stuff in, and this was one of them. You can see here, Harry James, Trumpet Blues. 20 original big band hits. This was a real cheap one. It was a knockoff, a lot of older recordings, and it gave a good cross section of what he was doing at the time, but also he was getting into that, I hate to use the word schmaltzy, but that's really what it is, trumpet playing. It wasn't that live, exciting, burning trumpet playing he could be known for. Just give you a couple of ideas, tunes on here, Sleepy Lagoon, I Had the Craziest Dream. He's got 2 O'Clock Jump, which was a nice swing tune. The Man with the Horn, All or Nothing at All, which especially in here because it was the appearance of Frank Sinatra, one of his early appearances. He was started with the Harry James Band. Sleepy Time Gal, Trumpet Blues, heard that song before. A lot of classic Harry hits. But again, from a trumpet standpoint, a lot of ballady, schmaltzy kind of music. We used to have a discount store up here called Byway, and in there I found a cassette. And my cassette's gone, but I had put it over onto CD, Harry James Swing Session with Harry James. And this was probably the first one I had purchased, and it was pretty exciting stuff. We've got the new 2 O'Clock Jump, Willow Wheat for Me, Blues on Account, Molten Swing, Blues for Sale, and You Know What It Means to Miss New Orleans. And really showed off Harry's performances. Now, it doesn't give you much idea who the sidemen were. There was no information came with it. It was strictly one of those $2 cassettes that you could pick up, but it really showed off what Harry could do. And especially noticeable when I matched it up with the other one, Trumpet Blues, to hear the difference of what he was playing then. But then came what I consider one of my favorite Harry James albums, On Verve, Harry James, Compact Jazz. And Compact Jazz had done profiles on a number of jazz performers. Just to give you a quick count, we got Count Basie, Chick Corea, Errol Garner, Jerry Mulligan, Jimmy Smith. We've got Billie Holiday, Stefan Grappelli, Stan Getz. And they were featuring a lot of these performers with this collector's or compact jazz series. Now, just to read you what it says on the back to kind of give you some idea what this album will be like, they talked about Harry James being, with Benny Goodman branching off and doing his own. I'm just going to take my glasses off to be able to read it here a little better. It says, happily, James had left the field of corn on these 16 numbers. Yeah, they realized he was playing some corny music, but on here it's straight ahead swing. Give you some idea what kind of tunes we're looking at. Get Off the Stand, Moanin' Low, In the Market for You, Harry Not Jesse, Sleepy Time Gal, Jazz Connoisseur, I'm Confessin', Harry's Delight, Rockin' in Rhythm, Spring Can Really Hang You Up the Most. There's a few ballads in there as well as the swing tunes. These were recorded late 50s, early 60s. We got arrangements by Ernie Wilkins, arrangements by Neil Hefti, who had made a name for himself arranging for Count Basie's band, and had a couple of hits of his own. I know with my big band, we do a couple of Hefti tunes. We've got Little Darlin' and Cute, which are pretty much mainstays with a lot of the big bands. We've also got Buddy Rich sitting in on a couple of cuts on here with drums. Trumpet section, I got Johnny Adino and Ole Mitchell. And we talked about Adino back with Tonight Show Band and with Louis Bellson's big band. He was a session player from Los Angeles. So we've got a pretty strong band backing up Harry, and again, getting away from some of that more slow, schmaltzy, dancing music and really kicking it up a notch with compact jazz. Now, that being said, you're not going to get a bad Harry James album. If you're a trumpet player, I mean, Harry James was a guy to listen to and emulate. He had a great trumpet sound. He had a lot of technique. He was really a great performer. And I know he was still continuing to perform into the 1970s. He was doing live performances. And if you go on YouTube, there are a few clips on there with him with a younger band still playing classic Harry. And this was probably into the 1970s, so maybe some of the last ones he actually recorded. Albums, again, I got a couple of mine at discount bins. I mean, they still have Harry James available on the streaming networks. Great place to kind of pick and choose what you want to hear. His hard copies are still available. And just a great icon of the big band era, and certainly for trumpet players, somebody not to miss. So that's it for Monday, the music of Harry James. We'll see you on Wednesday when we're looking at classic rock. Everybody take care. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you then.